I want to know who suppressed this knowledge. So who suppressed the knowledge from since he brought it.
All right.
And then the second question is who opened it up back? Who opened it up back so we can be learning about it now?
So the timeline of between 1929 and let's say 2005, from 29 to 2005, there was supreme inactivity in the Moorish movement. Inactivity meaning that during this time, if you were to mention about Noble Juali, Moors, Moorish Science Temple, Moorish Divine National Movement, Moorish Holy Temple of Science, you would get, shrug shoulders and things relative to absent-mindedness of Noble Juali and all that. 2005 to present. Now keep in mind that, let's say, so from 1990 to 2005, we had pockets of individuals who realized that there was this inactivity. And because of the backlash from the temples when people go there, they go there and then they get shunned. However it's done, right? But the objective was to get the people to feel turned away by the movement, right? And knowing that the people are not going to connect the sellout to individuals, they're going to connect it to the movement. Because the individuals who selling out are part of the movement, so it's one and the same when it's not one and the same. The individuals who are sellouts, they're a separate entity from the movement. And they came into something that, just like they said in the first reading, they came into something where they didn't belong, right? Terrified the people to the point of allowing these people to belong, and then those people that came in created inactivity. So from 1990 to 2005, we have the likes of hip-hop teaching about culture and stuff like that, right? Putting certain things into the ethers, even if it's images from album covers or certain things that were said in music to rekindle the flame of know thyself and knowing our culture, knowing our history, things like that, right? Relative to Moors, the most activity took place during this time. One of the most important situations that happened to really get this back in the minds of the people that there's actually this school of thought for the liberation of our people was when Moorish Science Temple of America in Ashbury Park under Grand Sheikh Nature El Bey sued the Asbury Park Police Department for violating their constitutional rights of right to travel, right?
Who sued who again?
Nature El Bey, you can look it up online. Nature El Bey Taj Tariq Bey. And Moorish Science Temple of America. Right? Now, the reason why this is impactful is because this let people know that being a Moor is not sitting in the temple praying to Muhammad Ali. Being a Moor is not you have the Holy Quran and then that's it, and you don't read nothing else, right? Because at this time, their temple had a newspaper that was going all over the country, and they put the case in the newspaper. So you have this information about, these people that our people look at as the government, right? From this time. Because remember, with the infiltration of the Moorish movement, they got everybody to actually believe that the people who took over in 1933 under the New Deal with Roosevelt were really the government when they weren't the government. But with the infiltration, those individuals taught that perspective that those people are the government. So they went with it. And then now, 2005 or whatever, you have the government being sued by these people called Moors, which is now in newspapers. Not just our newspaper, it was in European newspapers that this thing's happening, that this thing is going on. And that's what kickstarted the whole concept of attach Moors to anti-government, attach Moors to sovereign citizens, whatever like that, attach Moors to some militia of black guys who aren't happy with, how white people and whatever like that, blah, 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 right? In this period of time is where you have Brother Ali Melbey, who during this time, and we know because we were in contact with him during this time, this is when they were exercising constitutional rights and suing people in North Carolina and winning. Sue somebody at the court, judge, whoever, and then the court closes down for a week. The court closes down for a day. The court closes down for a month. Doors locked. Nobody inside because of the activity that Moors were starting to exercise, finding out the truth about their nationality and birthrights that they were supposed to find out since 1929 by these individuals that never told them anything. So you have between 1990 and present, you had certain elder Moors who knew about the sellout, realized the sellout, but because they had the El Hajj Malik El Sabaz syndrome. They had the Malcolm X syndrome of, well, I don't know about the teachings of Elijah Muhammad because, he's this and that and he's doing all this stuff and he got 50 wives and teenage girls and all that stuff. But, honors to Elijah Muhammad, because he taught me and all that stuff. You can't ride the fence. And if they, the individuals, the elders who were in the temple from this time were to come out and say certain things, during those times you would get visits by the goons of the sellouts to make sure that you don't say certain stuff. So when you have and praise Allah for lack of a better term, big mouth Moors Moors who got certain stuff in secret and said, forget that. Everybody is photocopies for everybody and have the plane, and then they're freaking throwing all the stuff on the plane so everybody could have access to the info, right? And then those people became known as the renegade Moors to the so-called temple structure that was set up so good, keeping people passive and keeping people good niggers or whatever like that got fezzes on, and they don't threaten the system and they don't talk up against whatever like that. And as soon as these individuals started popping up now, you know, the Alim Beys, Hakeem Beys, Taj Street Bey, Empress of the Washita, early people. People like True Master, Wu-Tang producer, was coming out saying that he's more going to Morocco, coming back and doing lecture classes with people like Alim Bey about the stuff when he went to Morocco, what he found out and stuff like that. About the Moors history, right? And remember, this is, we're talking about, an individual, speaking about True Master, who he's known. He's not secret individual, right? As the activity in this time started to pick up, it made people aware that Moor Science Temple Moorish movement isn't about coming here, sit down, pray to Noble Juali. There was something else that was going on that wasn't really being presented, right? Also in this time, you had the Moors who brought us up in Chicago, same thing, realized the sellout in the temple and said, we're not playing Malcolm X syndrome with you people. You guys are frauds, and we're going to go over here and we're going to do what we have to do to make sure that this information gets to the people. And then they were doing their classes. They had their temple. They were exercising right to travel. They were exercising suits on anybody who violates you in any way, shape, or form. File something against them. Filing suits sticking, and then, you go to court, some new judge on the stand, and everything is dismissed because, he's not privy to any information because the last guy jumped ship. Because he had a suit on him from these same individuals that this new judge now is seeing. What do you think he's going to do? If he can go check the record and see, hold on a second, these guys say that, they're Moorish American and, they got constitutional rights, blah, 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 whatever like that. Okay, but they look like black guys, you not take them serious. But then you go to the court and the suit's there against this judge or against this court or against prosecutor or against some highwayman or whatever like that. You're definitely going to think to yourself before you mess with these people. If they can do that, if they can actually file a suit and the suit's actually on the record in the court that this individual who's your boy is getting sued, you're probably going to get the hell out of the way. Right? You're not going to try to assist your boy who's being sued. Unless they pull, like what they did with Corin Gaines, just assassinate the plaintiff. So now there's no suit. Right? Which again, remember that at the time when majority of our people were stuck in some black Pan-African whatever mindset, there was individuals who were destroying the whole thing about marching, picketing, and whatever for rights. How about just sue those people? They violated you, just sue them. So everybody does. Anybody else you talk to, they get violated, first thing they're gonna do, go sue. Slip on something, I'm gonna go sue these guys, just because.
If somebody even says something bad about you.
Yeah, sue them for defamation or whatever like that. But then Negro black colored people, they don't want to do that.
They
want to go march, picket, rally, and do all these things that is not going to amount to what a suit's going to amount. Even if you lose the suit, the fact that you filed it is making a statement to these people that we know we know where we have to go if stuff goes, if you want to try to pull some stuff.